Ben 10. Where do I even start with this show? Oh, wait.
It started when an alien device did what it did and stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers, he's no ordinary kid, he's Ben 10.
Ben 10 is probably the show that left the largest mark on Cartoon Network. Sure, Teen Titans came first, but Ben 10 was not only an original concept, but it spanned 5 shows and 5 movies. I call that a perfect 10. What made this show so great was the cool factor. There were lots of parts that contributed to this show's coolness, and I think we all know the most obvious one.
The Omnitrix.
That's the Omnitrix!
Or the Omnitrix. And the Omnitrix, that's why I recognize that watch. It's the Omnitrix.
The Omnitrix is probably the coolest sci-fi tech device in the history of fiction, followed closely by the Half-Life 2 gravity gun. Its design is fucking genius.
Cool!
It's a watch, so every little boy watching this show could imagine himself being in Ben's position. Anyone could have found that watch and gained its powers. That's kinda how I felt when I was a little kid watching the show. And that's why I wear a watch today, at least part of the reason.
Wow. Cool watch.
This show made me believe watches are cool, and I don't think that would have been the case if I'd never watched it. Oh, and needless to say, it gives you fucking superpowers. You know, my favorite aliens have got to be either Accelerate or Ripjaws. Ripjaws never got enough love. The Omnitrix as a plot device is kind of ingenious as well. First of all, it doesn't work right.
Oh man, for once I was better off as me.
That lets writers come up with malfunctions, where Ben turns into the wrong alien, and what could have been an easy takedown just turned into a huge fucking action sequence.
He must be close. Hold on!
Timing out of alien mode also gives the power some limitations. Everyone looks at Superman and sees him as so powerful he's fucking boring. Making your character's powers kinda shitty is the easiest way to make them and their powers more interesting. The second thing that makes the watch such a great plot device is the fact that it's canonically the most powerful device in the universe.
You hold the key to a power struggle so ancient, so vast, it is beyond your feeble comprehension.
Every villain in this show seems to want to get their greasy hands on the watch, except Kevin, who, just wants to kill Ben.
And I could care less about some stupid watch. I just want revenge on the little twerp wearing it.
Do none of them understand that it doesn't fucking come off? All the villains are the next part that contributes to the cool factor. I have 3 words for you. Monster of the Week. 4 words. Hear me out on this real quick. Why do all these cartoons coming out in the past 5 years have to be these huge season-long arc-driven stories? Shows are made in episodes, right? How about one story for one episode? Maybe one story for 2 episodes if you're feeling ambitious. Easiest way to pull that off? Monster of the Week. If you run out of monsters, bring back some from previous episodes.
You and I have a score to settle. Ben Tennyson.
I've heard people complain about Miraculous Ladybug because they think that the characters aren't developing and there's no progress being made towards the whole love square thing. Those people just don't understand Monster of the fucking Week. 5 words. Listen, I'm working on creating 2 cartoons right now. Yeah, Biotype Alpha and one that I haven't talked about yet. I'm so sick and tired of the grandiose plot arcs that these shows are doing that I'm vowing to make both shows very episodic. Maybe not totally Monster of the Week, but definitely 1 episode per story. Ben 10 was a masterclass in creating an episodic show. This was the perfect show to watch out of order, back in the day when the easiest way to watch TV was cable, and you didn't exactly have the ability to find a show and instantly watch it in order. when reruns were king and worked better than any recommendation algorithm ever could. God, I miss cable.
63-inch plasma with 500 channels of satellite TV.
Sweet!
Ben 10 did have what I guess you could call a background plot. It didn't come up every episode, but it did have a ton of weight in how the series played out. It was also a major contributor to the cool factor.
Wherever I went in the galaxy, no matter whose butt I kicked, one name kept coming up over and over.
I am Vilgax, and I have come for the Omnitrix.
Vilgax is probably the coolest name for an alien villain that I can think of. A cool name for a cool villain. This guy was badass.
Underestimating me is a grave mistake. The last you'll ever make.
Whatever happened to villains that are just evil for the sake of being evil? Sure, Ben 10 had its fair share of villains that are crazy or misunderstood or social outcasts, but Vilgax was just pure, unfiltered evil. What a fucking cool villain.
Picture an entire army, each in command of an Omnitrix, and all at my command.
From his design, to his voice, to his strength and alien tech, he was just a classic baddie. Definitely one for the villain history books.
For you, there is no tomorrow.
Since I already reviewed Code Lyoko, I think Vilgax and Xana need to be right next to each other on the best villains of all time list. Want to know what other characters contribute to the cool factor?
Gwen.
Gwen!
Gwen?
Is it Gwen?
Gwen.
Gwen? Am I glad to see you?
Gwen is a fucking wench. She actively works against the cool factor. Fuck Gwen. Not literally. No, don't do that. That's fucking gross. I've seen the pictures. Don't fucking do that.
Goddamn wig-wearing city-fied son of a bitch!
Well, it's kind of complicated, but let's just say I wasn't exactly your normal plumber before I retired.
Grandpa Max is the single most badass character in this show.
Claws off my grandson, Vilgax.
Grandpa?
Not only did he fake being an actual plumber for the entire first season, but when he revealed that the plumbers were actually an underground task force of alien Ghostbusters, his personal cool factor increased tenfold. He's also voiced by Paul Eiding, which takes a 10 to a 12.
I'm sorry I had to keep my past a secret for so long. I should have known I could trust you guys.
This is the cool grandpa we all wish we had as kids. He's got alien tech, a cool RV, knowledge of the universe that would make our brains fucking explode. Except his cooking fucking sucks. That's -1 off your personal cool factor, Grandpa Max. That's fucking nasty.
Hey, I'll fix us all something in the rust bucket.
You cook? Yeah, let's go out, Dad.
Oh, and we can't forget about the biggest contributor to the show's overall cool factor.
You guys have seen me in action. I'm the baddest Ben in town. I've kicked so much alien butt my feet hurt.
Ben is the perfect main character for a show like this. Any little boy watching the show can put themselves in Ben's place and know that they would behave exactly the same way.
Gotcha! What are you doing? Looking for the gold sumo slammer card.
You're supposed to use your powers to help people, not find some stupid trading card.
Ben was a little shithead in this show, and I fucking loved it. There are too many shows, again, from the past 5 years, that have these prissy little angel children as the main characters. Steven Universe, I'm looking at you.
Come on, you can't tell me you aren't a little bit curious what else this thing can do.
Not in the least.
You sure you're related to me?
Perfectly behaved characters aren't relatable. No 10-year-old is going to be a precious little angel all the time. Take it from me, I worked in an elementary school for a year. There wasn't a single kid who behaved perfectly all the time. Okay, maybe one, but still, the vast majority of kids were little shitheads. And for that, I have to give Ben 10 a realism point. Of all the alien technology and magic in the show, the realism comes from the main character. Let's all give Man of Action a round of applause for that. Did you know Man of Action is actually a group of 4 guys? I always thought it was some guy's, like, pseudonym, but nope, it's 4 guys making a show. That's kind of a power move, honestly. It makes you look like one collective consciousness that created this show. You know what? Man of Action adds to the cool factor. So, the show I'm creating, yeah? Biotype Alpha? I gotta say, Ben 10 is probably the biggest influence of how I'm writing it. I'm shooting for a huge cool factor, and that's all that matters to me at the moment. Nuanced writing, character development, lore can all take a backseat to the badass fight scenes, one-liners, and cool sci-fi tech. Cute characters and good stories are coming in the other show. I'll talk more about that some other time. Ben 10's cool factor hasn't been matched or surpassed as far as I'm concerned. Other shows have their peaks and valleys, but Ben 10 maintained a consistent high level of cool in every episode. This is my life goal. Create a show to surpass Ben 10's level of cool. It'll be difficult to pull off, and as my skill stands right now, there's no way I can do it. But I can work my way there. I can damn well put my blood, sweat, and tears into making the coolest show to grace mankind. So was this a review? Not really. I just like this show and I wanted to go on a bit of a nostalgia trip just for fun. Uncover what made this show so great. Here's the review. Yes, good. Yes, go watch. Thank you.
The coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time.